Oh, you're kidding me. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, early morning kickoff. Sky is very angry this morning, and I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do. I'm still half asleep, but I'm not sure whether to do whiting or snapper or bite the bullet and, I don't know, fish a mark where I could potentially get both. But for now, I'm just going to pull up here. I'm right on slack tide and just see if I can get a squid or two for some fresh bait. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm just hoping that it doesn't pour on me. So we'll see how we go. Literally ate it right at the boat. I was just about to lift the jig out and he grabbed it. Only just got him. There we go. Bit of fresh bait and already a bit of mess in the well with that guy. All right, that'll do. Let's keep moving. Okay, so I've just been poking my way along, just sounding up lines and over lumps and stuff, and I haven't really seen a lot to get me excited. So I'm probably just going to pull up on one of my deep whiting marks and see how we go from here. But I'll put a snapper bait out as well, or two snapper baits, two whiting rods, and let's just see what happens. It's you know, the water's still cold. It's only 14.7 degrees. Barometer's low today, and the tides are terrible. So I'm not that confident, but we'll give it a shot. And I'm expecting that, you know, if I was a betting man, if I get a snapper bite today, I reckon it'll be a real timid snapper bite. So I'm going to fish 2-hook rigs with J hooks rather than circles, or a circle on the top, J hook on the bottom, just because I'm not necessarily expecting the fish to come in and cream the bait, but I could be completely wrong as well. So we'll just give it our best shot. Bit of burley, bit of time, and hopefully a bit of fish. Funky bait knife. Of course you won't shut. There we go. Super flash burley lid locker. If you don't do that, lid's not shut properly. Those burley logs, they float. So lid pops open, and then you find all these seagulls poking around behind the boat because your logs pop to the top and they're just having breakfast. Get down there. What do we got? I'm thinking trevally. Is it? Oh no, it's a good whiting. That'll do. That's a good whiting. There we go. We are on the board with a donkey. Oh. 2 snapper baits out, 1 whiting bait. We're in the money. That nice big hook. That's why I love that big hook. Sorry about the water on the lens, guys. It is spitting rain, miserable and cold, but I'll take that. I'll send this back down. Bonus to this is, because I've got awful tides and not a lot of tide flow, you can fish this deeper water for the whiting, whereas normally out here tide's just tearing and makes it a bit hard on the old whiting rods because of the amount of ledge you've got to use. All right, now don't let that be the only whiting around here. There we go. Should be a whiting, is it? Ugh. Nope, it's a yakka, but that's all right. Bit of fresh bait. he will do. Another month or two, you would be kingfish bait. Far out, he hasn't hooked himself. Okay. Let's try again. What have we got? It's got to be a trevally. Is it? Oh Jesus, that's a big whiting. That's a big whiting. Look at that. Nice one. That's a ripper. Hang on people, I will wipe the water off the lens for you. There we go. That's the sort of whiting we're after. Nice big fatty. Bit more bait. Just that, pinned once, paternoster rig. And it's interesting, the paternoster's getting all the bites. The one out the back is doing bugger all. Straight in behind the burley pot is doing the job at the moment. I'll check this guy. Maybe he's got no bait. Maybe that's why it's doing no good. Oh, it's got bait. Oh, I reckon that was a whiting bite. There we go. Yakka, more bait. Still good. We'll go again. That's a whiting. It's a good one. Is it? No, it's salmon. A bit more bait. These guys will all come in handy over the next few weeks for the snapper, that's for sure. There we go, just a salmon. Where's that rain stop for a bit? And now it's back. Kidding me? Oh, better already. I might make a little move, I think. It's gone pretty quiet here on the whiting front. Oh. Always the way, just when you're trying to clear the gear to make a move because you haven't had a bite for ages. I'd almost say this is a small snapper. And it is. Oh, we're racking up the species. Just a pinky. There you go, nice clean little fish. I think I'll still move. If that was a whiting, I would have stayed. So a good little trick that I like to do here is I've just been sounding for ages and I've just marked a couple of snapper. And rather than dropping a GPS mark every time, what I do is just do a quick loop around, and then on your trail, you'll see you've got a little circle. So you sort of know that there's a couple of fish there, and I'll just keep sounding up a little bit further because you might find a bigger patch. But if not, I know I can come back and just anchor and get myself back onto where that circle is, because that's where I marked a couple. There's also a bit of rough bottom here, so we'll give that a shot, I think. But I'm just going to sound up another 200 or 300 meters and then I can come back. It's actually pretty close to one of my whiting marks, which makes sense because my deep water whiting marks are all just rough ground. So same sort of ground the snapper want to sit on is that sort of rough ground. They'll just mooch along through all the muddy stuff and then they'll park up on the harder stuff. There was definitely a couple back there though. I hope there's a couple of whiting too. Bit of a tentacle. I might actually fill it up one of those yakkers or put a chunk of yakka or something out as well, I think. But this will do just for a minute to get going. There we go, just a nice squid tentacle. What a flappy bit off the end. Put him way back. I'll get this yakka ready. Chunk or fillet? I might go fillet. I just like to knock his side off, and then we'll split that fillet again. There we go, perfect bait. We'll get him out. Got ya. Not sure. Not doing the right stuff for a whiting, but it could be, but I don't think so. It's a salmon. It's going to be bait. There we go. Not big, perfect bait size though. Chunks or fillets or whatever. Change that out. We'll put that on. We'll just go hook in the meaty bit and then pin that one through there. As simple as that. Actually, it's got a slight bend in it. That slight bend is enough to cause that bait to spin, so I just moved that bottom hook further up. Now it's straight. Jeez, I reckon this could be a snapper. Yeah, that's a snapper. Of course it's a snapper on the tiny whiting bait. Of course it's done that. That's alright, we'll give it a go. Ooh. Yeah, definite snapper with those head shakes. Of course he didn't eat the snapper bait on the snapper rod. I don't think he's a huge one, but anyway. We'll do our best to get him. Not uncommon for an early season fish to eat a tiny bait. You know, they're not in full feeding mode, the water's cooler, and they'll just grab a smaller bait that's an easy feed. I think it's caught on this one. What's going on here? Get that. Yeah, he's caught up on that. I've just got to be careful here just in case. Because it's only got a, you know, he's got a 15-pound leader on the whiting rig. You don't want to get it caught up in that braid because it'll chop off real quick. Sort this lot out. Bit of weight. There we go. Is that off? Of course I've gone the wrong way. Of course I've gone the wrong way, and now we're out. Now we're good. There's a nice fish on a whiting rod. Bit of colour there. Nice. Nice clean early season fish. It'll do. Got him. There we go, people. Happy with that one. Snapper on the whiting outfit. Check this out. So you can see there that tiny hook, that wasn't coming out. It's just caught in that real rubbery part of his lip. But I am happy with that. And I'm also trying to fall out of the boat. Pop that hook out. It's in there, that's for sure. But he's not coming out anytime soon. There we go, it's a male, he's milting, he's all ready for spawning season. Let's pop him back. We just go like head into the current. Come on. Good thing about this too, because I caught him on light tackle, he comes up slower, so they don't tend to blow up. So you have no problem releasing them. He's off. Let's see if we can catch a snapper on the snapper outfit and some whiting on the whiting outfit. That would be good. And that's what he ate. Tiny little piece of squid. It's probably about twice the size when he ate it, but still not really what you would class as a snapper bait. But like I said, early season, cooler water, you know, they might just have a little pick here or there, you know, not necessarily out looking for some giant feed, just snacking, grazing. Oh, you're kidding me. Well, that's unfortunate. I just had the burley pot hanging out the side, so I didn't make a mess, just putting along slowly, sounding, and the cable snapped, and I'm now down a burley pot. That sucks. Probably my own fault. That downrigger cable cops an absolute beating when I'm kingy fishing, dragging big bombs and doing all that. I probably should have re-crimped it a long time ago, but I didn't, and I've paid the price. Now to go get another billy pot. Bugger. I have no idea what this is, but it sort of rattled away at the start. Certainly doesn't feel snapperish, that's for sure. Could be a gummy or something, but the bite didn't seem right. Probably a Port Jackson or something gross. Yeah. Dirty banjo. It'll be, yeah. Spinning around like a Ferris wheel. And he has scoffed that. He swallowed those hooks right down. I don't even bother messing around with him. Get out of here. Well, that's annoying. All right, this has become diabolical. There is hardly any flow the fishing is tough, so I'm going to call it. But I suppose got it done, caught bits and pieces, got snapper, got whiting, so you know, end up being not a bad sort of mixed bag, but not quite what I was hoping for. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going home to clean up the mess.